Hi everybody, I'm Sia from Sachs Classic. We're in the business of upgrading and improving cars, taking cars, special cars, looking at what we can do to improve them, to bring them up to better standard, an upgraded standard that makes them easier to drive, more interesting to drive, as well as keeping the essential, the specific capability of the original car. So it's an old car, it's a classic car with a designed to be driven much harder, much faster and enjoyable and much easier and much more responsive. That's what we do. So we're in the business of sustainability. We like to keep the cars on the road as long as possible, make sure they're safe to drive and they can stay longer and provide enjoyable to our customers. You're going to see more of our cars in the future. There's few projects that we'll be presenting them to you over the course of the next few months and next few years.
I'm Matthew from Specialist Control Systems. We manufacture ECUs for various applications, including improving classic cars to make them more drivable today. This car has been fitted with a 3.8 litre engine instead of its original 3.6, and the standard ECU no longer copes with those changes that have been made. So Pi Performance have fitted our ECU to this car to allow it to be more modern, more usable, and work today. With our ECU fitted, we can control all aspects of the engine and how it runs. We've added modern wideband fueling control to the engine, so it will actually make changes to itself as it's driving along. This is the base fueling map, which is main part of what the job has been today. We've been setting the fuel based on what the engine's needs are. So throughout this table has been we go through every point of the engine in terms of RPM and load to maintain the correct fuel delivery at all times. Air-cooled Porsches have an extra level that we have to look at. Because there is no radiator and cooling, we run extra fans under the engine to simulate what it would be like on the road to ensure that the engine stays at the temperature it needs to. Luckily, they're very good for traction, so they stay very well on our rollers without moving, making it much nicer for us to actually drive. We quite like mapping a Porsche anyway, but this particular Porsche is beautiful, so it's a nice place to be. And I'd quite happily sit in here for the rest of the day, carrying on with the job that we've got.
All right, so this project is the Porsche 964. We looked to find a partner that could help us get this engine up to the standard we wanted to get the suspension right. So we, looking around, we found a very capable partner in Pi Performance that I'm going to let Chris to talk through what he's done to the car, how he's improved it, and a bit about what are the challenges that he's found as he's upgraded this car to this standard. Over to you, Chris.
Thanks, Sia. It was a real pleasure to be asked by Sia to be part of this amazing 964 project. The nice thing about it as well, we've not just done the engine. We have a lot of people come to us and just want to upgrade the engine or do the ignition system. But the nice thing with this project is we've done the complete car, so brakes, suspension and engine. So I'll talk you through basically where we started and where we got to. So Sia initially approached us about doing some engine work and how we can upgrade it and improve it. So the car's natural performance is 238 brake horse running from a 3.6 flat 6 engine. We've taken it from 3.6 to 3.8, which has given it greater capacity. We focus very much on torque though, so it's about drivability and usability. Going back to what Sia said earlier, it's about improving the overall experience and making sure that the brand is driving a really nice car that can be usable. However, to make that improvement even better, we've added one of Pi Performance's PPT ignition systems. It takes it from an antiquated fuel injection system to a very modern digital system. So the basic car from factory is 238 brake horse with the kit, and as you can see with the rolling road today, what we're able to do with our kit and the 3.8, we also work on very tight safety parameters, so we want the car to be safe and usable on a daily basis. So we've managed to achieve just shy of 290 brake horse in a safe environment, but giving the car a lot of drivability, and the end experience is fantastic. The torque figure is lovely and it just drives really well. However, making it go faster is great, but we need to make it stop better as well. So one of the biggest challenges we have with a 964 is trying to get the brakes capable and efficient.
Right.
So what we've chosen in this project is to go with a 964 993 turbo upgrade package, which has included bigger front calipers, bigger rear calipers and bigger discs. But to get the stopping performance you need, but also to make it drivable in a daily situation, we've upgraded the master cylinder. Not too much, but you need a bigger bore capacity because you've got more fluid to push around. That just makes the brakes much safer, much better. It also works with its factory ABS system, so we maintain that safety element of it as well. So we've got the power, we've got the stopping, but one of the misconceptions when you're trying to make cars go faster is people ignore suspension. If you can improve the way the car drives, handles, you'll get much more speed through corners, much safer as well. So in this particular package, we've chosen a tractive suspension system, which is active. It has a yield sensor put in the center of the car, so it knows the position of the car when it's driving for pitch and dive and roll. And it also gives you 5 settings. So you can actually tailor the suspension to your own personal requirement. And the whole package with the brakes, the suspension and the engine, it all complements each other. So what we try and do is make a complete package. So when you drive it, you've got a package that just works seamlessly. And that's actually the hardest thing when you're doing these projects, because anyone can buy suspension, anyone can buy brakes, but it's trying to make it work together. And that's what we try and do with every project we've done.
That's great. Well, thanks very much, Chris. This is the reason we've chosen Chris to work with us. It's fantastic business. It's helped us get this car to the standard that it should be. And thank you very much for the time looking at us. Please click on the link to follow us and see if you need any more information. It's great to talk to you guys, and watch out this space. We're going to have more of these cars coming through. Thank you very much.